Yes, now Jake leases a car. Marcus also says, let me buy the same car. They both think they themselves made the smartest choice. And they're both wrong, because neither of them ever ran the actual numbers. If they had, they would have seen that the gap is far bigger than either of them expected. When buying, selling, or leasing a car, everyone makes mistakes. The one who says, I'll do the best, also makes mistakes. Now pay attention. Because by the end of this video, you'll never look at a dealership the same way again. You'll even say how late I noticed these. I'm Mia. Let's get started. And before starting, let's not forget to subscribe to the channel if you have. Let's begin. Two men, same car. One difference. Let's keep this fair. Jake and Marcus both earn $55,000 a year. They both want the same car, a $30,000 sedan. Same model, same trim, same color. They even walk into the same dealership on the same day. The only difference is what they sign. Jake signs a 36-month lease. $2,000 due at signing, $299 a month. The salesman tells him he's getting a great deal. Low monthly payment, brand new car, full warranty. And in 3 years you hand the keys back and walk away. Simple, clean, no strings attached. At least that's how it sounds. Marcus takes out a 60-month auto loan at 6% interest. His down payment is $3,000 and his monthly payment is $522. That's $223 more than Jake every single month. The salesman doesn't even need to say anything. Marcus already feels that difference. That extra $223 leaving his account at the end of every month sits in his pocket like a wound. On day one, Jake's pockets are fuller, his payment is lighter, and he drives off the lot feeling like he outsmarted the system. He might even be looking at Marcus thinking, sucker. But there's something Jake doesn't realize yet. And this is where everything changes. The first 3 years. Jake looks like he's winning for the first 3 years. Jake looks right. He pays $223 less every month. He has more money in his pocket. His car is brand new, under warranty, 0 repair costs. If something breaks, the dealer handles it. Marcus, meanwhile, pays heavy $522 every month. In the early years, most of the loan goes to interest, not principal. So technically he's paying for the car, but the part he owns grows very slowly on paper. At this point, if the topic comes up at a barbecue, Jake wins. I'm driving a brand new car for $299 a month, he says. You're paying $522 and for 5 years. Who's the smart one? And there, at that table, Jake looks right. But here's the point most people miss. Jake is paying for something. Marcus is buying something. These two are not the same thing. And the difference starts to show up exactly at the end of year 3. Month 36. These gamey changes 3 years are up. Jake's lease is over. And here comes the moment Jake never thought about. Jake goes to the dealership, hands over the keys. And in his hands, there's nothing. The money he paid over 3 years, $2,000 up front, plus $299 for 36 months. A total of about $12,764. And what did he get in return? Nothing. 0. Not even a car. He rented 3 years of transportation, and the time is up. Now Jake needs another car. What does he do? He walks back into the dealership, signs a new lease, new upfront payment, new monthly payments. The cycle starts all over again. Meanwhile, what's Marcus doing? Marcus is still paying that $522, but he's getting close to the end of the loan now. And most importantly, the car is his, registered in his name. With every payment, the part he owns grows. Look at this. In year 3, they both spent similar money. But one walked away with an asset, the other with a memory. And now notice something very important. In Jake's head, the idea that he's winning is still there. Because he's getting another new car, that new car smell again, a low payment again. The feeling is the same. But feeling and math are two different things. Jake paid $2,764 over 3 years and has nothing. Marcus paid a similar amount over 3 years but now owns a significant part of his car. They both spent the same money. Only one of them turned that money into an asset, the other blew it into the air. This is where the real difference between leasing and buying begins. The first 3 years look almost the same. But somewhere invisible, Marcus's wealth is quietly growing while Jake stands still. Month 60. Marcus's life changes year. This is the point where everything turns. Marcus's loan is done. He paid $522 for 60 months, plus a $3,000 down payment. A total of about $34,320. Sounds like a lot, right? More than Jake paid. But now sit down, because this part is going to hit you. Marcus no longer has a car payment. Zero. Nothing. That $522 now stays in his pocket every single month, and his car still runs. A modern sedan with proper maintenance easily goes 200,000 kilometers. Marcus has years ahead of him. So what's Jake doing? Jake is still paying, because Jake will always be paying. This is the dark secret of leasing. A lease never ends. One lease ends, a new one immediately begins. Jake is condemned to a car payment forever. He'll be funneling money to a dealership every month until he dies. Marcus is free in year 5. Jake is still trapped in year 5, and we're just getting warmed up. Year 6. The age gap blows wide open. Now let's get to year 6 and put the numbers side by side, because the table has completely flipped. Let's say Marcus puts that freed up $522 into an investment account every month, at a 7% average return. By the end of the year, that money is already starting to grow. Marcus now both owns a debt-free car and is saving money. Jake is still in the same place, $299 every month, plus a new upfront payment every 3 years. He owns no asset. He never will. And here's the interesting part. Jake is always driving a new car. That's true. It sounds nice. But that newness is a rent he'll pay for the rest of his life. Marcus's car isn't the latest model anymore, but Marcus's bank account is far healthier than Jake's. The question is this: do you want the smell of a new car, or do you want actual wealth? The hidden costs the dealer never told you now pay attention. Because this is the part Jake never read in the contract. A lease isn't just the monthly payment. There's a pile of traps hiding underneath. Mileage limits. Most leases are capped at 12,000 to 15,000 kilometers a year. What if Jake goes over this limit? He pays 15 to 30 cents for every extra kilometer. One long road trip, a long commute. Suddenly it comes back to Jake as hundreds of dollars in penalties. Wear and tear fees. When Jake returns the car, the dealer inspects every scratch, every stain, every mark on the seats. Anything beyond normal use comes out of Jake's pocket. A small ding on the door. There's $400. Early exit penalty. What if Jake wants out of the lease before the 3 years are up? Nearly impossible. He might have to pay all the remaining payments at once. The lease locks you in, paying forever. This is the biggest trap. Jake never owns an asset. He's just inside a permanent stream of expenses. What's on Marcus's side? Marcus can drive the car as much as he wants. Go wherever he wants. No mileage limit. Scratched it. His own car, his own business. And most importantly, his payments end after 5 years. And think about this too. Jake never factored any of these hidden costs in when he signed. The salesman only told him $299 a month. He didn't mention the mileage limit. He didn't write the wear and tear fees in big letters. He hid the early exit penalty on page 14 of the contract in fine print. Why? Because if those little details made Jake think, Jake might not sign. The last thing the dealership wants is Jake sitting down and doing the real math. That's why they always talk about the monthly number, never the total cost. Bro, the difference is obvious. The hidden trusts of buying too. But let's be fair. If I only showed you the bad sides of leasing, I'd be telling you half a story. I don't do that. Buying has real costs too, and they need to be said too. Depreciation. Marcus's car loses value every year. Hardest in the first year, then it slows. If Marcus sells one day, he'll get less than he paid. Repair costs. After the warranty ends, every repair comes out of Marcus's pocket. Brakes, tires, battery. Jake never thinks about these because he's always driving a new car under warranty. Higher monthly payment. Marcus paid more every month for the first 5 years. That's real. He felt that $223 difference for 5 years. But here's the key point. All of Marcus's costs are the cost of owning an asset. An asset that loses value but is still his. A car he repairs but is still his. Every penny Jake pays is vapor. It disappears, leaving nothing behind. Owning a depreciating asset is still far better than owning nothing at all. The real math of 10 years. Now let's look at 10 years, because the real shock is here. Jake leased for 10 years, upfront payments, about $2,000 every 3 years, roughly 3-4 times in 10 years. Let's say $7,000. Monthly payments, an average of $299 for 120 months. In reality, every new lease gets a bit more expensive, but let's be kind. About $35,880, mileage and wear penalties, at least a few $1,000s. Let's say $2,000. Jake's total 10-year spend, about $44,880. And after 10 years, what does Jake have? Nothing. Zero assets. Not even a car. Just the next lease contract. Marcus owned for 10 years. Down payment, $3,000, 5 years of loan payments, about $31,320. The next 5 years, no car payment. Just maintenance and repairs, let's say $1,500 a year, $7,500 over 5 years. Marcus's total 10-year spend, about $41,820. And after 10 years, what does Marcus have? A still running, fully paid off car registered in his name, worth maybe $8,000, $10,000. But that's not even the main event. If Marcus put that freed up $522 into investments every month for the last 5 years, at a 7% return, that's about $37,000. Stop and think about it. Jake spent $44,880, has zero. Marcus spent $41,820, has a car, plus $37,000 in investments. The real gap between them, about $45,000. Same salary, same car, same day, same dealership. The only difference, one bought an asset, the other paid rent forever. So why do is a very young choose to lease? The money psychology. This is the real question. If the math is this clear, why do so many people act like Jake? The answer is in psychology. The low monthly payment illusion. The human brain sees the monthly number, not the big picture. $299 is less than $522. The brain stops there. It says cheaper, but it never accounts for the total, the 10 years, the asset. Dealers know this very well. That's why they never tell you the total cost. They always say it's only this much a month, because the small number tricks your brain. New car dopamine, every 3 years, that new car smell, the latest tech, shiny wheels. It's a feeling. And that feeling is addictive. Jake isn't actually buying transportation. He's renting the feeling of being constantly new. Instant gratification. Pay less today, feel better today. Let future Jake's problems be future Jake's. But the future always arrives, and future you always pays the bill. Escaping ownership. I don't want commitment, I don't want repair headaches, I'll just drop it in 3 years. Sounds like freedom. But in reality, this is the trap of never owning anything. Social pressure. The neighbor has a brand new car. The coworker has the latest model. Everyone on social media is showing off their shiny new cars. Jake doesn't want to fall behind either. And the lease always offers him the newest. But this is an invisible tax he pays to impress others. And most of the people he's trying to impress don't even care. What makes Marcus different? Marcus looked at the 10-year picture, not the monthly number. He chose lasting value, not instant gratification. He looked at his own bank account, not what others think. And that's exactly why after 10 years, he's sitting with an asset, while Jake is sitting with the next contract. And don't forget this. Marcus wasn't less smart. Marcus just asked the right question. Not how much a month, but what will I own in 10 years? Same dealership, same car, same day. The only difference, the question asked. But there are also times when leasing makes sense, to be honest. Leasing isn't always bad. If I only told one side, I'd be doing the thing I accuse the stock channels of doing. There are situations where leasing genuinely makes sense. For business owners. If you use the car for business, you can deduct lease payments from taxes. That changes the math. Here leasing can be smart. For people who always want the newest car. If someone genuinely wants a new car every 3 years and knows it's a lifestyle choice, leasing makes that cheaper than buying, but they should choose it consciously, for people with an uncertain future. If you're moving soon, if your job is changing, if you need a short-term solution, the flexibility of a lease can work. But here's the key point. None of these situations apply to the average person who wants to build wealth over the long run. For most people, most of the time, buying wins. Not by a little, by a lot. Conclusion. The real question. Jake walked into his strategy saying, I'm making the smart move. Low payment, new car. No commitment. He wasn't stupid. He was responding to the same marketing every car buyer sees. The same small number the dealer showed him. Marcus walked in thinking the simple answer was probably the right one. In the long run, most of the time it is. The real trap isn't leasing a car. The trap is this: being made to believe the monthly payment is what matters, when the real goal should be how much you keep and how much of an asset you build. The dealer will always show you the monthly number, because that small number tricks your brain, but you now see the 10-year picture. And here's the best part. This isn't just about cars. The same psychology is everywhere. Your couch, your phone, your vacation. Wherever they say it's only this much a month, the same trap is there. The next time someone tells you it's only this much a month, you'll ask the real question: what will I own in 10 years? An asset or the next contract? Jake never asked this. You will ask, you will do it, you will succeed. That's the situation in general, folks. If I was able to add something to you, then I'm happy.